Welcome to The Explainer. We're stepping right onto the pitch today to decode a sport that is incredibly fast-paced, highly physical, and honestly, absolutely electrifying to watch. We're talking about Rugby League. If you've ever watched a game and kind of felt a little lost when the numbers on the scoreboard suddenly jump, well, you are in the exact right place. Imagine watching a thrilling rugby league match, and instead of confusion, you're keeping pace with every score and action. Let's make sure that happens. Seriously, by the time we finish this explainer, you'll be reading the game's tactics, anticipating scoring opportunities, and understanding the referee's decisions just like a seasoned pro. Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap. We're going to cover 1. The ultimate goal, tries. 2. The double movement rule. 3. Bonus points from the conversion. 4. Penalties and drop goals. 5. Tactics in a match. And finally, 6. Summary and final tips.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1. The ultimate goal, tries.
The try is the absolute ultimate goal in rugby league, and it's currently worth exactly 4 points. Interestingly enough, if you look at the old rulebooks, it actually used to be worth just 3 points. But they bumped that up to 4 back in 1983 specifically to encourage thrilling, attacking play over just, defensive kicking. Now, to score one, an attacking player has to physically ground the ball in the opponent's in-goal area. But wait, grounding has a very specific definition here. You literally have to apply controlled downward pressure using your hand, wrist, forearm, or torso.
This brilliantly illustrates the difference for beginners, especially if you're coming from an American football background. In the NFL, a player just needs the ball to break the plane of the goal line in the air. Yeah, that doesn't fly in rugby league. There is absolutely no crossing the line in the air. You must physically press that ball into the turf. If you drop it even a split second before it hits the grass, that's called a knock-on fumble, and you get absolutely 0 points.
Moving right along to Section 2, the double movement rule.
So this brings us to the infamous double movement rule. When a player is tackled just short of the try line, that tackle is considered complete the exact moment their momentum stops. At that very second, they get one and only one immediate reach to ground the ball over the line. The absolutely crucial point here is whether the player's momentum naturally carried them over. If a player is sliding on wet grass from the initial hit and reaches out, that's a brilliant, completely legal try. But if their momentum stops completely, and then they use their elbows or knees to crawl or surge forward a second time, well, that's an illegal double movement. So instead of a glorious 4 points, it's a penalty against them, and they literally hand the ball right over to the opposition.
Next up, Section 3, bonus points, the conversion.
After scoring a try, the attacking team immediately gets a chance at the conversion. The kicker lines up to aim for 2 extra points by kicking the ball right off a tee, over the crossbar and between the uprights. It turns that 4-point try into a massive 6-point swing. This is often the structural margin of victory in a really tight rugby league match.
But here's where the tactics get absolutely fascinating. You don't just get to kick from the dead center of the field. By rule, the conversion kick must be taken perpendicular to exactly where the try was scored. So think about it. If your winger dives into the very corner of the end zone right near the sideline, your kicker has to take the conversion from way out wide, creating this incredibly tight nightmare of an angle. This is exactly why you'll often see players break through the defensive line and then run all the way around to center the ball right under the goalpost before they finally ground it. They are doing everything they can to make that 2-point conversion a guaranteed tap-in for their kicker.
Let's look at Section 4, penalties and drop goals.
First off, we have the penalty goal. If the defense commits a major foul, think a high tackle or being offside, the attacking team can opt to stop play completely and take a free kick at the goal from the exact spot of the foul. If it sails over the crossbar, boom, that's a vital 2 points. Then we have the drop goal, which is also known as a field goal. This happens during live, totally open play. A player literally drops the ball right onto the grass and kicks it on the half volley through the posts. It takes immense skill under immense pressure, and traditionally it's worth 1 point.
But check out this incredible strategic wrinkle. Back in 2021, the National Rugby League in Australia introduced a pretty radical rule change. A standard drop goal from inside the 40-meter line is still just 1 point. But if a player unleashes a massive drop goal from beyond the 40-meter line, it's actually worth 2 points. It requires incredible power and precision, and the rule was specifically designed to encourage dramatic, unpredictable plays right in the final minutes of a half. It's a total game changer.
Okay, let's put this into practice with Section 5, tactics in a match.
Let's set the scene for a hypothetical matchup. It's Team A versus Team B. We are in the final 10 minutes of an incredibly tense, grueling match. The scores are tied 0-0.
Every single tactical decision from here on out is literally going to decide the winner.
Team A is aggressively pushing down the field. They shift the ball wide and their winger violently crashes over the line right next to the corner flag. He grounds it perfectly with downward pressure. The referee points to the floor, blows the whistle, and it's a try. Team A instantly puts 4 points on the board.
But wait, remember our rule about conversions? Because he scored way out wide by the corner flag, Team A's kicker is now faced with a nightmare wide-angle kick. The wind is howling, the pressure is on, and he misses. The ball sails wide of the uprights, so they get 0 bonus points, and Team A remains sitting at 4 points total.
Okay, now Team B gets the ball back. They march up the field but get totally stalled by a tough defense. However, acting out of desperation, a Team A defender commits a careless high tackle. The referee immediately blows for a penalty. Team B's captain makes a really smart tactical choice here. Instead of risking a play for a try, they opt to kick a penalty goal. The kicker confidently slots it through from the tee, securing 2 points. So the score is now 4-2 in favor of Team A.
Let's fast forward a bit. Team B manages to snag another penalty goal right before the final whistle to tie the game at 4-4. We are now heading into sudden death extra time, which is known in professional leagues as Golden Point. The tension here is absolutely electric. During Golden Point, the very first team to score any points at all, whether that's a try, a penalty, or a drop goal, wins the match instantly.
Team B wins the coin toss and drives straight down the center of the field. Remember, they don't need a try, they just need one single point. Their forwards aggressively protect the center of the pitch, perfectly setting up their fly half. He calls for the ball, drops it perfectly to his boot on the bounce, and slots a beautiful one-point drop goal right through the uprights. The crowd goes absolutely wild. Team B wins the game 5-4 in Golden Point. What a finish! Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Summary and Final Tips.
Let's do a super quick recap. The try is your golden ticket, worth 4 points, and it absolutely requires physical downward grounding of the ball. Conversions add 2 points, but remember to watch where the try is actually scored, so you can anticipate just how difficult the kicker's angle will be. Penalty goals also grant you 2 points for fouls. Drop goals in open play give you 1 point, unless it's a massive 40-meter bomb in the NRL, which bags you 2 points. And of course, always keep an eye out for that tricky double movement. Once momentum stops, the tackle is complete.
Now, just a quick note for you. This explainer provides a fantastic foundational understanding to get you started, but rugby league is incredibly fast, and referees have to make split-second decisions on some really complex tackles and groundings. Engaging with actual games, listening to the commentators, and doing a bit of further reading will absolutely enhance your comprehension of the sport's deeper complexities.
You now have the playbook to decode the scoreboard and understand the vital tactical decisions happening right before your eyes on the pitch. So I guess the only question left to ask is, are you ready for kickoff? Thanks for joining me on this explainer.